Hey, what's up, y'all? JP here. I know you haven't seen me in a while. I've been absent from YouTube. We did a lot of the Chord Crush Thursdays. I know a lot of people have been enjoying that. They've gotten thousands and thousands of views. But we've been going, and it's been for a reason. We've been working on one of the biggest courses that we've ever worked on since Hear and Play has been in existence. And I'm talking about, we thought about everything that you could possibly need as a musician to grow, all the experiences that we've learned over all of these years and put it into one course. And I've been going for so long, people have been like, JP, did you get the Rona? Did the Rona get you? I'm like, nah, we've been really like buried in the studio working on this course. So this is something that you don't want to miss. You want to stay tuned, stay locked in, because like I said, this is going to be one of the most comprehensive, easiest ways to learn how to play the piano that ever existed. And I'm talking about, we've made a lot of DVDs and we've made multiple different types, but we put everything all into this one course. And I'm gonna be back on YouTube very, very soon. As soon as we get this out the way, I was talking to my friend like, man, I can't wait to get back to YouTube. But if you haven't seen me in a while, this is the reason. And I'm excited about this because, like I said, this is something that we've never done before. We put so much work into this thing, and I'm excited for you guys to see it. So up next, I handpicked a video straight from the course so you can see the quality, give you a sneak peek as to what we've been doing all this time. And over the next few uploads, you don't want to miss this because there's going to be some incentives, there's going to be some bonuses, there's going to be some discounts that you don't want to miss out. So stay locked in. We're going to be uploading more videos, not just this one we're about to show you. So stay tuned. See you in a minute.
All right, so now we're at using the 1-7-3-6-2-5-1 chord progression in real songs. And you know, JP, a song that comes to mind is like Never Would Have Made.
Right. We can do it in D flat.
So maybe we should just play it. Like, what does a 1 down to the 7-3-6-2-5-1 looks like? Because you're literally using every tone of the scale, you're just not doing it in order.
All right. So call it out when we do it.
Okay. 1, that's the 1. Never would have. 7, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1, 4. So that's the main progression. 3, 6, like a repeat. 2, walk up. 3, 4, 6, 7, 1. So that's the song there.
Another thing to be aware of is the destination points where we're going. Like, of course, we're starting on the 1,
right?
But where we're going to end up after that, if you just get rid of all the other things in between stuff, we're going to go to the 6.
Exactly.
And then another chord that we're going to go to is going to be on the 4.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you can look at that as a different way to get to the 4.
Right.
Or the 6, you know what I mean, too, as well.
So what's really going on in the circle is, if you remember some of our past lessons when we said all of these are 2-5-1s.
Right.
So if you look at the major destinations, 1, 6, 4, and then even if you want to end with the 2-5-1,
right,
you're pretty much asking yourself, what is the 2-5-1 that takes me to my major destination?
Exactly. And like we talked about earlier in this series, is that a 2-5-1 can take you to a major chord,
right,
and then it can also take you to a minor chord. So when we look at the 6th tone, the 6th tone is a minor chord in the key of D flat major.
Right.
But if we look at how we're getting there using what we call a 7, technically this is a 7-3-6. And when we go from the C to the F to the B flat, the 7 is the C, the 3 is the F, if we think about the D flat major scale. And then the 6 is B flat, right? But then that's also, if you think about the scale of B flat, whether it be major or minor, this is also a 2, 5, 1. So you can look at this also as a minor 2-5-1 because we're going to end up on a minor chord,
right,
on the 6. So when we start to get into all these 7-3-6s, 3-6-2s, and all these other chord progressions, they have circular movement. And if you look at the circle of fourths,
which we'll put on the screen, circle of fourths.
C naturally is going to lead you to F if you look counterclockwise.
And I realize when we do this, it's the opposite.
Oh, yeah.
So that's counterclockwise.
C is going to lead you to F, and then F is going to lead you to B flat. But once you even start to play a lot of songs and you do major 2-5-1s, the left hand is going to be the same. So if you were in the key of B flat and you did a 2-5-1 for B flat, even though you're going to a major chord, the right hand chords are going to be different. But the notes in the left hand are going to be the same. C to F to B flat. That's the 2-5-1. But what makes it minor are the types of chords that you use on the 2, to the 5, to the 1 for the minor type of chord.
Absolutely. So since, I think we should call them out as well, or at least hold them on the screen so that if someone wants to walk away with the chord progression from Never Would Have Made It, they not only get that, but it's deeper than that, y'all. We want you to understand why we got that. So if we were to just hold down the chorus so they can get it before we move to the next 2-5-1.
Which one? The minor 2-5-1?
The minor 2-5-1. Okay. So that's the first chord. That's really a C half diminished 7th chord if you look at it.
Right.
Because that would be like this.
Yeah, and if I were to put this in root position, and a quick way to find this chord is if you look at the left hand, it's C, right? If you look up a minor third up or 1, 2, 3 half steps, really all this chord is, you can look at this as an E flat minor chord over C. Yeah. And then once you see it that way, I'm gonna do it one more time. The root note is C. Count up 3 half steps, 1, 2, 3, which is the equivalent of a minor third interval, right? So whatever that minor third interval or 3 half steps up from the root note, whatever that tone is, play that type of minor chord. So you're gonna play an E flat minor chord. So then when you get that, now it's just about playing the right inversion. Or any inversion. It could be this, it could be this, it could be this.
Seems like gospel loves this one.
But the one that we chose was this one right here.
That's like someone asked a question too. When we live, why do we sing right here?
I added some more attention.
Yeah. JP can't do it.
So how you can add tension is that what I just did in the left hand, you can add more tension by adding the major third. So whatever the left hand is doing, the major third, if you add that to this chord, I already showed you the shortcut for this, but when you add that, it creates some more tension.
Why? Because that tritone right there.
Yeah. It gives you that dominant sound now. Yep.
Okay, so we got that, and that took us to what? The F7, sharp 9, sharp 5, which you guys remember.
So we came from here, and I use a little melody. That's common in gospel music too, right? And then that's gonna take us to the F. So we have a dominant 7 chord. This would be like a dominant 7 open voicing, F, A, and E flat. If I added the C, it looks like an F dominant 7 like that, but we don't have the C in there. And I'm gonna put the F back over here. So this gives you that dominant 7 sound. So then when you think about F, we also have the sharp 5. So C would be the sharp, C would be the 5, I'm sorry. And then when you sharp it, that's how we have C sharp right there. And then the G sharp will be considered the sharp 9. That would be the 9 of F, which is the same thing as the 2. And when you sharp it, boom, this is what we got. Gotcha. So this is the chord, F7 with a sharp 5, sharp 9. Sharp 5, sharp 9.
That takes us to the textbook, what, B flat minor 9?
Yeah.
Or is that an 11?
This is an 11, but without the E flat, it would be a 9. But I like, you can roll this chord down, it feels good, sounds good. We got B flat, F, and A flat in the left hand, C, D flat, F, no, I'm sorry, C, D flat, E flat, F, and A flat, there we go.
And people should memorize that 2-5-1 going to the 6th, because I feel like it's just over and over in gospel music.
This is a more simpler one that people use, so if we want to keep it simple, if we go from here, from the C to the F, you can also do this one.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
A flat, C, D flat, and F. So all I did was I played in inversion of this chord. I just brought the A flat up here, so that's why I did that. And then I added the E flat, gave it more flavor. But yeah, you can do either or.
Right, gotcha. And then I feel like, so then the song moves on, it connects with this E flat, which to me, that's like a 2-5-1 of the minor 5. It's getting deep. But since we're already kind of at this B flat, it seems like you connect it with a dominant chord, which then sets up our next 2-5-1 to the 4.
Exactly. So key thing to know is where we're going. We're gonna go to the 4. We're still in the key of D flat major. So the 4 is G flat. So we can either go straight, using stepwise motion going down the scale, right? Or you can go minor on the 5. Right. So if I was to just do stepwise motion, I'm gonna do the 7-3-6 first. So 7, 3, 6. That's also a minor 2-5-1. But if I were to go stepwise, I would just go to the A flat and then to the G flat. But since we know we're going to go to the 4, which is the G flat, we can do what? The 2-5-1 for G flat.
Yep.
So all you got to do is think about what's the 2-5-1 for the scale of G flat major. It's A flat, D flat, G flat. So when we do that, you can play this chord. I'm gonna hold it for a little while. This is an A flat minor 9. A flat in the left hand. You see the notes on the screen. G flat, B flat, B, E flat. Now the easy thing about when you do 2-5-1, when you go into major, all you gotta do is drop your thumb down. If you're in this hand position where your fingers in the middle are like this, like almost like, I promise, you know what I mean? Just drop your thumb down, and now we're on the D flat, which is the 1. So if we're thinking about a 2-5-1 for G flat, but technically we're in the key of D flat major, and this is technically a 5-1-4 chord progression, right? But you can also look at this as what?
2-5-1 of the 4.
Of G flat. Right?
And I think the jazz guys and the music theory people, they'll typically just call these 2-5-1s.
Yeah, they will.
And then I think in the gospel world and the ear world, we like to use the numbers from the scale. But don't be confused. They're the same thing.
Right.
It's kind of like, you know, my grandma, she had a nickname. I'm still learning nicknames for her, you know, that different people called her back in the day. That's Cora. I said, no, that's Granny. That, you know, so these are known as different things, but as long as you know that they're doing the same thing, they're the same person.
So where we at? So if we go start from the top to the C to the F, that's a 2-5-1. And here's the other 2-5-1.
Yep.
So you can look at this as a G flat 2-5-1 or a 5-1-4 if we think about the D flat major scale, because that's the key that we're in. 5-1-4.
Now there's one optional thing, you know, you already taught them to lower the thumb.
Right.
You could do the same lower the thumb there.
Right.
If you want to connect it.
Make it a really big turnaround, because, you know, we're gonna end up on the A flat. So it's like doing another minor 2-5-1, because now you're looking at the A flat as the destination. So when we go to B flat, we can think, okay, what's the 2-5-1 for A flat?
Right, B flat, E flat.
It'll be this. So then you could do the same concept if we end up on this particular voicing.
And it feels the same because you're lowering the thumb and then going to the next note on the circle of 4.
Same idea, minor chord on the, so it's like minor dominant.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is. So minor on the B flat, and then this is a dominant E flat 13. But all you gotta do is drop your thumb.
Yeah.
So when you do the same concept here, it's just the same concept a whole step down.
Yeah.
That's a B flat minor 9 to an E flat 13. This is a A flat minor 9 to a D flat 13. It's the same exact chords. And
you know when I first learned that sort of thumb thing, the double thumb thing we can call it, like silver and gold. And I'm not even sure if you're supposed to put the B flat to the E flat, A flat to the D flat, but I know I did. Like the silver, it went from the 1. Right. And then at this. I used to do that.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, but some people don't go to the E flat, they'll just go to the A flat. So I don't know what he did in the record.
It just, you got more options
You got
and
more
things
options.
that you could do.
Okay, so we've made our way to the 2-5-1 of the 4, AKA the 5-1-4. Now we're at the 4. This is like a 2-5-1 to me of the 2.
We're walking up. Or I could do a 2-5-1. I'll do it again. That's that old school right there.
You could do F, B flat.
And then I could do that's a 5. I skipped all that other stuff, but usually it walks right there. So. So you talking about this one right here? So right there, I went from the 3 to the 6.
Yep.
Then to the 2.
AKA 251 of the 2.
So the most common ones that you're gonna find is you got the 251, of course. Then you got the 7 to the 3 to the 6. And then you also have the 3 to the 6 to the 2.
Yep.
That's also a 251 though. And it's a circular chord progression as well.
So I think all people got to think of is every tone of the scale has a 251 that leads up to it. So if you really just pay attention to how do I get to this tone of the scale using the 251?
The destination is the key thing. Where am I going?
Yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed this lesson. It's putting together multiple concepts. It's not for the faint of heart. Watch it as many times as you need to. But the point is not learning never would have made it. It's learning how are these chord progressions moving. And you got it all the way from stepwise to, hey, I could do the same thing implementing the circle.
Exactly.
All right. See you in the next lesson.